Hello. Welcome to the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. In this video, we are going to listen to conversations about world problems. This video is divided into two parts, where the characters will talk about environmental problems, poverty, and hunger. There will be a listening comprehension quiz at the end of each scene. So listen carefully and see if you get all of the questions right. Also, be sure to stay with us until the end of the video. We'll point out important words from the conversations, everyday slang, and the most common way to say things in English. Watch for these words and phrases in the subtitles. You'll find their meanings in the vocabulary section in the last part of the video. Are you excited? This should be fun. First, let's listen to a conversation between two environmentalists, Divine and Jasper, as they talk about the different environmental problems that the world faces. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video. Let's dive in.
Hi there. I saw you paying close attention during the session on climate change. I'm Divine.
Hi, Divine. I'm Jasper. Yes, that session was really eye-opening. Climate change is a huge problem. It's like trying to stop a river from flooding. Very difficult and important.
Exactly. And it's not just climate change. There's also deforestation, which is like taking away the lungs of the earth. Without trees, many animals lose their homes and the environment suffers.
True. And then there's water pollution. It's like making the water dirty and unsafe for drinking and for animals. It's a big problem because water is so important for life.
Absolutely. The oceans are also in trouble. Plastic waste is harming sea animals like fish and turtles, and it's like putting a lot of trash in their home. It's very sad to see.
Yes, it is. What do you think is the biggest challenge in solving these problems?
I think one big challenge is getting people to take action. Sometimes it feels like people think it's not their problem, or that it's too hard to make a difference. But every small action counts. You know what they say, many hands make light work.
That's right. And we also need to have strong rules and laws to protect the environment. But getting these rules in place can be very hard, like trying to build a strong wall with just a few bricks.
I agree. It's a tough job, but there's hope. More people are starting to care and take action, which is encouraging. What did you think about the discussion on renewable energy at the conference?
I thought it was very inspiring. Renewable energy, like solar and wind power, is important because it helps reduce pollution. It's like using clean tools to fix a broken machine.
Exactly. And we also need to be careful about how much energy we use. Even small changes in how we use energy can make a big difference, like turning off lights when we don't need them. Every little bit helps after all.
Yes, every little effort helps. I'm involved in a project that turns empty lots into community gardens. It's a way to bring more green spaces to the city and make it nicer for everyone. We're really trying to make a difference, one step at a time.
That sounds fantastic. I'm working on ocean conservation projects. We try to reduce plastic waste and protect sea animals. It's a tough job, but every piece of trash we remove helps. It's like chipping away at a big problem, slowly but surely.
That's really important. Plastic waste is a big problem for sea life. We need to keep working on it and tell others about it. What's the hardest part of your work?
Changing people's habits is hard. It's not easy to convince people to use less plastic or to make different choices. But even small changes can help a lot. It's a case of slow and steady wins the race.
I know what you mean. Fundraising for projects can also be difficult. But seeing people come together for a good cause makes it worth it. What did you think about the climate justice discussion earlier?
It was very important. Climate justice means making sure everyone, especially the most vulnerable, is treated fairly when dealing with environmental problems. It's about fairness and equal help for everyone. It's like making sure everyone gets a fair slice of the pie.
Absolutely. It's all connected, and we need to think about everyone's needs. This conference is a great way to meet others who care and share ideas.
I agree. It's great to talk with someone who understands these issues and is passionate about finding solutions. Let's keep working together to make a difference.
Definitely. It's been wonderful talking with you, Divine. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
You too, Jasper. Let's keep up the good work.
Here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Divine and Jasper. What does Divine think is a big challenge in solving environmental problems? Divine thinks that getting people to take action is a big challenge. What kind of project is Jasper involved in? Jasper is involved in a project that turns empty lots into community gardens. So, did you get all the questions correct? Let us know in the comments section. Now let's listen to a conversation between Olive, a journalist, and Mr. Sawyer, the city mayor, as Olive interviews Mr. Sawyer about one of the world problems, which is hunger and poverty. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video. Let's begin.
Good evening, Mr. Sawyer. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Good evening, Olive. It's a pleasure to be here.
Let's dive right in. One of the biggest challenges we face today is hunger and poverty. How do you think our city is handling these issues?
Well, Olive, tackling hunger and poverty is a big task. We've been working hard to make a difference. Our city has several programs aimed at helping those in need, but there's always room for improvement.
That's good to hear. Could you tell us more about these programs?
Sure. We have food banks that provide meals to families struggling to make ends meet. We also support local shelters that offer a safe place for those without homes. Additionally, we run job training programs to help people find stable work.
It sounds like you're covering a lot of ground. But what about the long-term solutions? How can we prevent these problems from occurring in the first place?
That's a great question. We believe that education is key. By providing better education and job opportunities, we can help people build a better future for themselves. We're also focusing on affordable housing. When people have a stable home, they are in a better position to find and keep a job.
Education and housing are definitely important. How do you think people in the community can get involved and make a difference?
Community involvement is crucial. We encourage people to volunteer at food banks or shelters. Even small actions like donating clothes or helping with local cleanups can have a big impact. Every little bit helps, as they say.
That's very true. Sometimes people feel that their small efforts might not make a difference, but it's clear that every bit counts.
Exactly. And it's not just about giving money. Listening to people's stories and showing compassion can go a long way. It helps build a sense of community and understanding.
Absolutely. Speaking of compassion, how do you ensure that the aid provided is reaching those who need it the most?
We have a system in place to track and distribute resources effectively. We work closely with local organizations to ensure that aid goes to the right people. We also regularly review our programs to see what's working and where we can improve.
It's great to hear that there's a focus on efficiency and effectiveness. Are there any new initiatives on the horizon that you're excited about?
Yes, actually. We're planning to expand our job training programs and introduce more workshops on financial literacy. We believe that teaching people how to manage money and plan for the future can make a significant difference in their lives.
That sounds promising. Financial literacy is such an important skill that often gets overlooked.
Indeed. It's one of those things that people might not think about, but it can really help someone get back on their feet. We want to give people the tools they need to succeed.
I think that's a wonderful approach. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Just that everyone has a role to play in fighting hunger and poverty. Whether it's through volunteering, donating, or simply being kind, every action counts. Together, we can make a big difference.
Thank you, Mr. Sawyer, for sharing your insights and for the work you're doing. It's inspiring to see such dedication.
Thank you, Olive. It's a team effort, and I'm grateful for the support from everyone in our community.
Well, that's a wrap for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's keep working together to make our world a better place.
Before we review the key vocabulary from these conversations, here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Olive and Mr. Sawyer. What types of programs does the city have to help those in need? The city has food banks, shelters, and job training programs to help those in need. What does Mr. Sawyer believe is key to preventing hunger and poverty? Mr. Sawyer believes that education and affordable housing are key to preventing hunger and poverty. So, how many questions did you get right? Let us know in the comments section. Now let's review the vocabulary from these conversations. First, we'll review some of the natural-sounding everyday phrases used by native English speakers. Watch the video again after you study the vocabulary words to learn them even better and subscribe to see our other videos. Many hands make light work. Working together makes a difficult task easier. Chipping away at a big problem, making small efforts to gradually solve a large problem. Get back on their feet. Recover from a difficult situation and become stable. Now let's review other key vocabulary. Deforestation, the removal of trees and forests. Conservation, efforts to protect and preserve natural resources and the environment. Financial literacy, understanding how to manage money, including budgeting, saving, and investing. Were the conversations relatable? Try using these conversations with your family and friends. Thank you for watching the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. Please click the like button and subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this one.